Hey everyone, it is me Josh. Welcome back to my channel. It is currently 1 a.m. I am trying to be a little quiet because my husband's in the other room sleeping, but I wasn't really planning on filming a video today, and for some reason I just felt like I had to sit down and just like film something. I wanted to share with you guys my coming out story, which I had actually wanted to share with you guys for years now. I don't know, part of me felt like it's unnecessary and the other part of me is like forgetful of how I came out because it was kind of traumatizing. I kind of blocked out bits of it. So part of this is going to be how to not come out. So maybe this is good advice for things not to do, but I don't really know where to start with this. Also, I guess I'll address the elephant in the room. I didn't do my hair and the lighting's pretty whack right now, but it's 1 a.m. and I'm not trying to, set up a whole production. I just want to sit and talk. But yeah, I don't really know where to start with this. I guess the first ever person that I told was gay was actually another YouTuber, and I don't know if he's still on YouTube, and I also don't want to blow up his spot, but I was like a fan of him when I was 11 years old, and he was probably in his mid to late 20s. He was actually a really nice person, and for me, the internet was like a huge escape. I didn't have friends in my real life, but I had friends on the internet, and I'm thankful for that. I did get to meet a lot of them, at least a lot of the ones that I spoke to when I was like 10 or 11 years old, and that was really cool. Those, I guess, were technically the people I told first because I knew they weren't going to judge me. Also because a lot of the people that I followed on the internet at the time were also gay, and these people were friends with those people, and I don't know, it was like a good environment to come out in. I guess that's my first tip of advice, like come out if you know it's gonna be safe and comfortable. I remember just sending like messages to my friends and I was like, I don't know, would you like hate me if I was gay? Like that would be weird, wouldn't it? They're like, no, why is that weird? And then I told them I was gay. Even though I didn't know these people like in real life, that was still like a huge moment for me just to like tell someone. I don't know if I could have lasted longer holding the secret. I am the worst person with like holding my secrets in. If I have something that's like, ooh, it's supposed to be a surprise, or it's like time sensitive, or even just, dealing with being gay, it's so hard for me to just like keep that in because I'm a very open person. At least I think I am. Sometimes I am like too open to a fault, and that's not a good thing. But the first people I told were gay were on the internet. I don't really know how I came out. I just remember being really excited afterwards, but I guess we can get into real life. Okay, when I was 14 years old, I was in 8th grade, so I think that's like 13 or 14. I had just moved cities about like 45 minutes away from my hometown, and I knew no one. I had no friends. I'm struggling with accepting and understanding my sexuality, wanting to tell the entire world and just like live my life. And also at the same time, my mom was in the hospital battling stage 4 colon cancer. So I'm kind of like going through a lot right now, and I had one best friend, and her name was, well, I don't want to blow up her spot either, but I had one best friend. I had met her that year, but we would hang out and we would talk all of the time. We played DDR like every day after school, and she told me she had like a crush on me, and I didn't know how to react, and I don't know. It's another one of those moments that I just like blacked out. But basically I remember telling her I was gay, and I was like, please don't tell anyone. No one else knows. I don't want this to get out because, well, first of all, I wasn't ready. Second of all, I didn't want to get bullied, and lo and behold, that's what happened. She was like, you're my best friend. I'm not going to tell anyone that you're gay. Like, don't worry, secret's safe with me. But she had another best friend, and she was like, well, I told her that I had a secret, and like, I can't like not tell her the secrets because she's like my best friend. I tell her everything, And I was like, not really. And like, whatever. And she was like, okay, but like, can I tell her? And I was like, no, I'm not friends with her. I don't really feel comfortable with her knowing. And then the girl was like, I'm not going to tell anyone. Like, what is it? Like, what's the big deal? Like, I felt like pressured to just like come out to her too. And I was like, okay, like I'm gay. I'm gay. And she was the kind of person that I did not want to know, because soon after that, everyone is going around the school talking about me being gay. And like, people would be like, I don't know who that is. And then they'd be like, oh, he's the new kid. Oh, he's gay. Wow. Okay. I didn't even know anyone in the school because I'm new. And people are like pushing me into lockers. Someone spit in my face. People were throwing books at me in class. And it was like the most, for me at that moment, I felt so hopeless. I was like, oh my God, not even the teachers like defending me. I just like put my head down. Like no one like said anything. Literally, I felt like no one was there for me. And the people that are my friends who I'm supposed to trust, I couldn't even trust them. Unless your school's like really progressive and you have a lot of like really progressive, understanding friends, maybe don't come out. Like, I don't know. On the other hand, I had all these girls be like, oh my God, I always wanted a gay best friend. Can we go out and go shopping? Those were the worst. Oh my God. Those girls are the ones that I see with no gay friends now because they're just so out of touch with reality. But I ended up being friends with all of the emo kids because they weren't trying to use me for being gay. It was so weird. It's so weird to think about now. Those were obviously hard times. Like, I was going through a lot, and being bullied in school is not a lot of fun, especially in a new school, and you're being bullied by people who you literally don't even know their names. They don't even know who you are. I just moved there, right? That was traumatic and traumatizing, and it doesn't even compare to like when I actually came out to my family. And when I did, it's not because I really wanted to, but because this is like really sad. Okay, I never came out because I wanted to. It's because other people wanted me to. Now I'm thankful I had the push because I got to live openly as a gay man since I was, 16 years old. But basically when I was 16, I was trying to date. I wanted a boyfriend because in my head, I need a boyfriend so I can, do the dirty. And I really wanted more experience. I really wanted to do the dirty, Obviously in my head, I thought I had to have a boyfriend for that, which, by the way, I think you should. I think if you're going to experience something for the first time, don't let it be with like a stranger. Like, I wanted someone to like know who I was before I like, even like kiss them. Like, I was like really scared, and like the idea of sex in my head was so skewed and like warped because of everything I learned growing up, especially like growing up in a semi-religious family. Like, my mom didn't even let me watch people kissing on TV. She would cover my eyes and she'd be, oh my God, don't look. Oh my God. And they're literally just like kissing on like Full House. Yeah, I got a boyfriend and he was 18 and I was 15 at the time. Okay, yeah, I was 15. I remember it being really weird because I was 15, he was 18. I came out when I was 15, but it was like a few months before my 16th birthday. 16 is when I got my first boyfriend, which is another traumatic story. I can share it sometime. But what am I trying to say? Okay, so I had a boyfriend. He's my first boyfriend. We did the little dirty, and he was like, I don't want to be with anyone who isn't out of the closet. Like, I did that with my ex-boyfriend, and it's like too much to deal with. Like, I think you should come out to your mom because your family deserves to know, and like, she's gonna love you no matter what. Like, you should just do it. And like, I'm 15, I'm impressionable, and so my mom, she's come a long way, but for so long, for years, she's like would say things like, oh, if any of my kids were gay, like I would just die. I think I would kill myself. She said like really hurtful things, but obviously she doesn't hold that sentiment today. She's very much living, and hopefully she's happy. She's actually very happy. She likes my husband a lot. So people can progress. If you feel like you're going to be in a very unsafe situation, don't come out. I don't even know. Like, my situation wasn't unsafe necessarily, but it was definitely very toxic. And okay, let me just jump into it, right? So my ex-boyfriend was like, oh, I don't want to date someone that's like not out of the closet. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna come out of the closet. So I wrote a note for my mom, and this is, don't do this. Use your words, be respectful. Like, I was such a shy kid, especially when I was like 14, 15, 16. I'm still shy now. Like, I'm so awkward in some situations. Like, I don't know how to talk to people. Even with my mom, I was very shy to like talk about these kinds of things, even talk about having friends. Like, I was like shy about everything. It's weird, and I look back and I'm like, that was so unnecessary. But I wrote a letter basically for my mom, and I handed it to her right before I went into school. She was dropping me off for school, and I was just like, here, take this. And she was like, what is it? And I'm like, just take it and read it. And then I ran out of the car and I ran into school, and I didn't hear anything from her for like another like hour. And this is awful. She was going into work, and I'm just like, here's a letter, like drop news, like I don't know. In my 15-year-old mind, that was like, okay. Like, I didn't think about how she would be feeling. I wasn't thinking about her, and I was only thinking about myself. So if I could go back in time, I would never do that. But basically, okay, I'm so messy. I'm sorry. I don't even know how to tell stories. In the letter though, I basically wrote something along the lines of, I know you hate gay people, and I know this is like gonna be awful for you, but like, I'm gay and I don't care if you are gonna hate me for it now, and blah blah blah. And then basically, yeah, she texts me like an hour later while I'm in school, and she's just like, I can't believe you would hurt me like this. Like, how could you do this to me? And in my like mind, because I'm only thinking about myself, I'm like, oh, it's only because I'm gay she doesn't like me, right? Like, she's like upset. only because I'm gay. Not because I was totally like disrespectful, not actually talking to her face to face. Like if I'm there to make an adult decision to come out, I should act, you know, more mature. Which in retrospect, I wish I did, because people didn't take me seriously for years. Everyone's like, you know what? I think this is just a phase. In 2 or 3 years, you're gonna come back and you're gonna be straight. And I'm like, no, I'm still very much gay. Don't let anyone tell you that it's a phase. I laughed in people's faces when they said that to me, but yeah, that's how I came out to my mom. Oh, I forgot, all the way in the middle of that, my brother was the first person in my family that I told was gay, right? So I told my cousin, and oh my God, wow, there's a lot of people I had to come out to. When I came out to my brother, I was at my cousin's house getting drunk, and it was like one of the first times I ever got drunk. And then we were like, oh my God, should we like tell him? So we're both like wicked drunk, and we walked into the room and we're like, we have something to tell you guys. So it was my other cousin and my brother were in the other room. My cousin's like, Josh is gay. My brother's like, really? Okay. He like literally didn't care, but he was probably thinking the same thing at the time too. Like, of course, he's just being like a quirky scene kid, or people didn't take me seriously because I was 15, and I don't know why, but they didn't, okay? And then a few months later, right before I told my mom, I told my sister, because I posted an Elliott Smith lyric that was like, or was it Bright Eyes? I don't know, but it was something like, I want a lover, I don't have to love, I want a boy who's too drunk to give a fuck. I posted that lyric on Facebook, like just me being, you know, angsty, and my sister was like, what is this? Like, are you gay? What the fuck's going on? Why are you posting these things? Like, and I was like, no, oh my God, it's just like a song lyric, like grow up. Me, 15, I'm like, grow up. Obviously I posted it on Facebook, like I should have just been like, yeah, but she kept asking, and she eventually pushed it out of me, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gay. And she's like, okay, it's fine with me, I don't care, don't tell mom. And then I was like, okay. And then a week later I was like, hey mom. Not even hey mom, I was like, hey mom, read this. In my mom's head, she thought it was like a letter from the school, or like a letter from my teacher or something like that. Like she wasn't expecting me to come out in that letter. Yeah, what else happened? Oh, my dad ended up picking me up from school because I needed to get a ride to go to my cousin's house, because I was like, I'm disappearing to my cousin's house for the rest of my life, because my mom didn't talk to me for like 3 months after I came out. Rightfully so, but I was kind of a little bitch. I can kind of justify it just by knowing my own mother, but now we're like the bestest of friends, so don't let her past reflect on who she is now. She's a wonderful person, and I think that's important to acknowledge strength and growth. And I'm sorry, this video is probably so boring, I don't know. I had my dad pick me up from school, and he heard everything, and he's crying, and he was worried. He felt like he failed as a father. This is gonna get deep, but I don't want to put in the details. But my dad wasn't around for the majority of my life, and still isn't. Hey dad. Oh my God, no, I don't think I can. Okay, it's 1 a.m. I don't know. That nurture versus nature concept is so ignorant and so stupid in my opinion. Like, I know gay people who have great relationships with their father. I would be gay regardless. I knew I was gay from like 6 years old, looking at Nick Lachey on TV. He was just like so hot. Ooh, and Ricky Martin. I was like 5. In Ricky Martin, I was like obsessed. But yeah, my dad cried. I go to my aunt's house, I hang out with my cousin, and then my sister picks me up, and she's like, oh, everyone's like making such a big deal about nothing. And I was like, oh, thanks. And then she actually gave me a ride to obviously my now ex-boyfriend's house. I was with the guy for like a month, like literally was hardly with him, but she gave me a ride to his house because I was like, ooh, I'm gonna sleep over his house for the first time. I guess very spicy stuff, but my mom flipped the fuck out. She was like, I don't know who the fuck this guy is. Why is he going to some random guy's house across the state? Like literally this guy lived so far away. He was 18 and I'm 15. It was just like, that's so gross and disgusting. I'm like, no, 15 is hardly a good enough age to consent. I have always had a thing for older guys. Maybe it's my daddy issues, but 18 and 15 is such a weird age. Like 15, you're figuring things out and you're pretending like you know what you're doing. And 18 is like you kind of just experienced a little bit. I don't know. I think I begged my sister to drive me to his house, and she was like, yeah, whatever, fine. She's wicked cool about it now that I look back. Like, that's actually wicked funny. I would never do that for her. I don't have a 15-year-old sibling. I'm the youngest of my 7 siblings, but I could never. Oh my God, I don't know how she did it. That's like cool sister status, so I give her props. I don't know if this was very detailed. If you guys have questions, I will answer them below. Before, the rhetoric used to be that after you come out, you're always going to come out. In my situation, situation, it's not like that. I mean, now I'm married, so when I meet someone, like, oh, my husband, or before I was married, I would say, oh, my boyfriend, or I would just be talking to people. I'd be like, oh my God, Nick Jonas is like so hot. I would just say like little things that like led people on. Although I feel like these days people like know, but sometimes people just don't know. They'll see my wedding ring and they'll be like, oh, you're married? Do you have like a wife and kids? And I'm like, I don't have a wife. And they'd be like, oh, how are you married? Like, how is that possible? People are wicked dumb. I mean, it gets better. I gotta say, in the later years of my teenage life, even up until maybe I was like 21, I feel like I was just going through the motions, figuring it out for myself, experiencing life, and I think that's okay too. But my biggest advice is to just be respectful of your family and your parents, and don't be hurtful. I know for me and for other gay people, our sexuality is just normal to us. It is what it is. Like, I don't think any differently. I don't think about being in a relationship with a man like I'm just in a relationship. Just because we understand it doesn't mean everyone else does. And I think it's really important to give people even the benefit of the doubt. If they don't accept you, they will come around. I mean, I can't make that promise for you, but you should know your family better than anyone. And I don't really know where I was going with that, but just be respectful of your family. Be safe, obviously, when you come out. I really wish I waited until I was at least like 18, because I could have really saved myself a lot of the situations and problems that I put myself in when I came out. You know what? You live and you learn, and that's life. I'm very happy now. I guess I can't take back the past. Yeah, I don't know. I hope this was at least helpful for one person out there. I know when I was younger, I would watch a lot of coming out videos, and it helped me out a lot. Maybe use my story as a what not to do coming out story, because I have a lot of regrets, like I said before. I hope you guys enjoyed everything. If you have any questions, leave them below. I can try to make a couple of response videos to your comments. Maybe we can, you know, get some more conversations going, and I hope I can be helpful to anyone watching. I can do my best. If you need advice, you can tweet me. I'm sure there's so many of my followers that are willing to be helpful and supportive of anyone that's in need. So just leave a comment below. I and this amazing community that I have behind me, I'm sure will do a lot to help you guys. But yeah, guys, I love you. Thank you for watching. Stay safe and send kisses to everyone. Okay, bye.